What is going on, everyone? Yu-Gi-Oh here, and we are back with another video. Today we will be showing you a one-card combo that uses a new card from the Duelist Advanced Booster Set, Mind Procedure. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I have played with a variety of packages and engines that attempt to enhance the ceiling and impact of the Mikanko strategy. One such package is the Assault Mode engine. The biggest advantage of this strategy is its ability to create level 5 through 9 synchro summons using Psi Reflector on normal or special summon, and perhaps more importantly, leveraging the power of emergency teleport to tutor the card from the deck. Now, with the arrival of Mind Procedure, we have yet another way to access our combo, giving us more starters in the process. Although I have praised the benefits of Proofiness the Technical Trapper as our normal summon of choice, I have found its inability to be fully searchable a hindrance to the overall consistency of the deck. Here, with the Assault package, we have 13 ways to access our end board, and don't worry, I will be making a video on this list, which recently placed top 5 at our OTS. And it can create an even more dynamic and oppressive end board than Proofiness. If this type of deck building excites you, make sure to support the page by liking, dinging the notification bell, and subscribing to stay in the loop with all of this great Mikankguu goodness. All right, let's jump into this exactly one card combo. Here we go. So we start with, like I said earlier, Mind Procedure. Now, if this card would be used to synchro summon for a psychic monster, you can treat it as a non-tuner, which is fine, but we like it as a tuner. This can be relevant for later on in combo, not necessarily this one, but for other lines. But the biggest thing is that if it is normal summoned or if it is special summoned through the effect of a monster, you can search perhaps one of the most powerful non-once per turn cards, next to Rhoda in the game, which is, of course, Emergency Teleport. So what we're going to do is we are going to normal summon Mind Procedure here, of course, activate its effect. The thing is that you do have to pay 2,000 life points for cost, but that's not a huge deal because we are going to make an end board that is so hard to break that cost will not matter. On normal, we'll go effect, of course, paying 2,000, to then add Emergency Teleport to our hand. We'll then activate Emergency Teleport, which will summon from the deck our Psi Reflector. So, of course, I was talking about this card earlier. If you do have Emergency Teleport, you can also activate this in the draw phase, and then, summon Psi Reflector in draw phase to then add you your Assault Beast. So a couple things about this engine. I want to just note that Psi Reflector can be normal summoned, and that can get you the same end board as the Proofiness combo. Same with just activating Emergency Teleport in the draw phase. That can also get you the same end board in the Proofiness combo. The Mind Procedure combo gets you more, though, and I just wanted to show you that kind of element to it. But anyway, Psi Reflector will then search and get you Assault Beast. Assault Beast will discard itself to the graveyard here in order to get you Assault Mode activate. Now, just a couple things, because one of the big knocks on Proofiness was that you had to carry a Garnet in the Sword Soul Trap. The Assault Mode engine is similar in the sense that you have a hard brick in Assault Mode activate, and you have a soft Garnet in Assault Beast. If you draw Assault Beast, it's not a huge deal, so long as you have a way to discard it, i.e. Ohime or Engraver via Tract, you can then do your combo that way, not a problem. Drawing Assault Mode by itself, again, is only an issue if you don't have a means of discarding a beast to the graveyard. So we'll talk more about that as we go along in combo here and when I give my breakdown of the list that I used. But the way this list is operating now, I haven't seen Assault Mode activate in hand just yet, so we're dodging it as much as we can by kind of upping our deck count, but also keeping the consistency rather high with the inclusion of Mind Procedure. So just a little note on that. But anyway, what we'll do, of course, is we pitch Assault Beast to the graveyard to add Assault Mode activate to hand. We'll then activate Psi Reflector's effect to reveal Assault Mode activate, and then revive Beast, and we can modulate its level up to 4. So it can go from a level 4 to a level 8. Which is really nice, to a level 8 non-tuner, which is really nice because, of course, we have a level 1 tuner on the board, and this allows us to get into a really easy Power Tool Braver play. And, of course, we keep the Assault Mode activate in our hand, which is great for that ever-important, yes, I'll say it, hand economy. So we have Power Tool Braver. We'll just put Assault Mode activate over here as our hand. Power Tool Braver effect is going to equip Durendal, Maya Wishidori, and Arabesque to our monster here. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Perfect. So again, this is an easy way to get our Mikankos in rotation. You kind of know the drill by now. We'll activate Durendal here. This will add us our Renault. In past lists, I've used Oliver. I'm choosing to opt for Renault here just for the graveyard recursion, and also to have, again, more sort of flexibility with what we can do with the discards from our hand. We'll go Arabesque effect here, and of course I have to flex the secret misprint. They look absolutely gorgeous. See if you can find one and cop one for yourself. But we'll activate Arabesque here, which will summon out our Hare. And then this will bounce back, obviously, our Power Tool Braver. My Wishadori will fall off. And then we'll go Hare effect here to add our Fire Dance. And already you can see how our hand is growing just by the second here. We've got Assault Mode activate as discard fodder. We have our Renault, and we have Fire Dance as well. So what we'll do here, of course, we have a Fire Warrior on the field in Hare. We will special out our Renault. It becomes a tuner. Then we'll go Renault effect here, and we will add back our Durendal. We want to keep Mayo in graveyard for follow-up and, of course, for later on in combo as well. So, of course, Renault becomes, like I said, a tuner. Hare is a level 3, so 3 + 1 here is going to get you access to one of our favorite Omni negates right now, which is Herald of the Arclight. And of course, don't forget it's mini Macrocosmo Floodgate that any monster sent from hand or deck is banished instead. That is really relevant to some of these matchups right now. Now, at this point, of course, you know, you're going to be challenging Nibiru earlier on. If they allow to let it go, then that's fine. There'll be another Nib checkpoint later on. But just know that we still have 4 cards in hand, plus these 3 additional ones here. Now, they may not offer much here, but if we do have an Ohime in hand already, these are all excellent discard fodders for us. Even earlier in combo, we'll still have a lot to play with and push through a Nibiru if it happens to drop on us early. If you play through the Fua challenge, you may not be as lucky because we do give them a lot of draws, but that's just something to keep in mind. I'm just showing you the maximum end board and ceiling of just this one card. You can do a more conservative play if you like. You can try to find ways to keep Herald on the field if you like. It's totally up to you. I just want to show you that maximum ceiling, and then you can kind of downplay it from there. Okay, so we have our Herald, we have our Mind Procedure on board, 3 cards in hand plus the 4 already. We're going to then link these 2 off and go into, of course, everybody's favorite link 2, Closed Moon of the Heaven, or Moon of the Closed Heaven. So yes, we are going into Fiendsmith combo here. Don't forget, on a new chain, we have to go Herald effect here, and that will search us Ohime again in that secret rare misprint. Have to show it off. So again, you know that I try my best to avoid some of the meta reliant or meta sheep type of strategies, but I just think that you're leaving power on the table if you don't go the Fiendsmith route, at least for now. I'm not ignorant to the fact that I believe this engine will be touched in some capacity on the next ban list, but for now we have it, so we'll use it. If they do opt to get rid of Closed Moon or ban Moon of the Closed Heaven, then we do have other ways to pivot into Fiendsmith combo, or we can just go a more generic sort of link climbing strategy as well. I'm playing around with another engine that I think really helps elevate this strategy and helps with the discard sort of situation with when it comes to Assault Beast and Assault Mode Activate. Anyway, sorry for all of that, but we will then add, of course, Ohime to our hand. Moon of the Closed Heaven, we're going to link it off, of course, for Requiem here. Requiem effect, tribute to special the Lacrima. We'll go Lacrima effect here, and it will dump Engraver. Sorry, guys, for the Engraver to the graveyard. We'll then go here Engraver effect, shuffling back our Closed Moon. I keep saying Closed Moon, but it is Moon of the Closed Heaven. So we'll shuffle back the Moon of the Closed Heaven here. And this will allow us to special it. Now, again, what you could do for another Nib check, I just want to do it for the expediency of the combo, but you could also go Requiem, equip to the Lacrima, go into a Necroquip play, check for another Nib if they have it. I don't know why they would hold it for this long, but again, you're always wanting to double check that. But for now, we'll keep it in play as is. And then, of course, we will do our link 2 here with the 2 and go into our sequence. We're then going to activate Sequence's effect here, shuffling back Engraver, Lacrima, and of course the Requiem. And this is going to get us access to, of course, our Desiree here. And again, sorry for the glare, folks, but that is the Desiree over on this side. So at which point here, what we can do is activate Ohime's effect, which will add us our Ceremony, and then we can dump our Durendal to the graveyard. We'll then activate Ceremony here to special out our Ohime. and Ceremony will then hit the graveyard. We can do all of this, depending on how you want to sequence this to make sure that you are covered. It's completely up to you. What I'm going to do is activate Ceremony here. It's going to banish itself in order to dump our Huli to the graveyard. And I know you guys can't see that, it's off screen, but Huli is in the graveyard ready to go. Excuse me. Then what I'd like to do, and this is important, I'd like to activate our Maya Wishidori here, and then special out by targeting our Hare. It's important that we use Mayo on the Hare because we do want it to be banished. This is a part of our end board into the opponent's turn, so keep that in mind. Again, shout out asking Alex for kind of introducing this nice little sequencing play. So what we're going to do here is link off the Hare with the sequence. Maya will hit the graveyard, but Hare will be banished. That's completely fine. Sequence will also hit the graveyard, and that's going to allow us to go into our Promethean Princess here. This is looking very similar to the last combo with Proofiness, but again, there's going to be some slight variations, so keep that in mind. We're going to go Sequence Effect here to equip to the Promethean Princess. We'll put our hand over here just so that way you can keep track of that. What I also like to do is go Ohime Effect here, targeting the Arabesque that's in our graveyard, and equip that to our Desiree. So it can't be destroyed by card effect, and it also can't be targeted because of sequence. So it gives us a little bit more protection, which is really nice. But also you're going to see how this plays into a nice little burn factor moving forward into the opponent's turn. So we are fire locked in the moment. That's not a big deal. We'll go Prom Princess Effect, and that will allow us to special our Renault, which is of course a fire, to our field. Then we are going to go Fiendsmith Desiree Effect to negate our own Promethean Princess. Some people were a little confused in last combo. How were you able to link off the Prom Princess when you're fire locked? This is how. Again, Desiree, negate the Prom Princess here. That gets us out of the lock, which means that we can then link up into perhaps the most slept on Link 4 right now in the game, which is A Bow AQ, the Lightless Shadow. So hopefully you guys can see that there. Perfect. So we have a bow on the field, of course. That's going to be important. Just wait, though, because what we're going to do, again, we set up our graveyard with Huli. We're going to then use Fire Dance in hand, activate it, to then revive the Huli that we sent with the ceremony here. Okay, and what that'll allow us to do is then activate the Huli effect to add Spirit Walk to our hand. So now we have, again, Assault Mode activate, Spirit Walk in the hand, and Huli is out on the field. Now what's really fun is because before what we would do is go A Bow AQ, revive back the Herald of the Arclight. My apologies, folks. Baby brain's getting to me. But what we're going to end up actually doing is going A Bow AQ here, discarding the Assault Mode activate, if I can get access to it. We're going to discard the Assault Mode activate, and then allow ourselves, of course this is going to banish, and then allow ourselves to special out a level 1 tuner, which just happens to be a dark, in Psy Reflector. So of course that's going to special out, which, hey, a level 3, a level 1 tuner, you know the deal. We're then going to link these off, or sorry, synchro these off, which will include, of course, the Fire Dance into our new Herald of the Arclight here. Okay, at which point we can then set our Spirit Walk, okay, go to end phase, A Bow will return, and of course, don't forget it's a non-target, it's a non-target pop as well, which can be relevant. And this is what our end board is sort of looking like here. We have an Ohime on field, which will be relevant for the opponent's turn. We have already an Omni Negate from anywhere in Herald of the Arclight. We have an Omni Negate on field with 2 cards, and of course A Bow, which can revive anything in graveyard, light or dark, that is, of course. So we're going to go into the opponent's turn here, and we're just going to show you how this interaction can be built up and layered as we go along here. So again, in the draw phase or standby phase, it's completely up to you. You can go A Bow effect. You have to discard another card. Now, I didn't show the other card. You have 4 to play with here. It's completely up to you. If you discard a monster, it's banished instead. If you discard a spell, then it will be sent to the graveyard. But you're going to then, of course, go A Bow effect here and revive the aforementioned Herald of the Arclight. So now we have an end board with 2 Heralds and a Desiree, so that's 2 Omni Negates. a Desiree, and of course Ohime. Now the reason why we have Ohime still is that Spirit Walk is still live. So again, you can go Spirit Walk effect here. We're just going to use this token to represent a monster on field. Target that monster, then equip it to the Ohime. Spirit Walk will hit the graveyard, that's important. And because we control a ritual and there is a ritual on field, we can then burn for 5, 10, 1500 life points, which just makes the clapback even easier. So that's something to keep in mind. I think people are like trying to push Mikanko in an OTK going second kind of direction, and that's fine. But I really do feel that our best way to take advantage of the Mikanko cards is to set up a really oppressive board and then have a really easy way to clap back with the Mikanko monsters themselves. So again, we'll talk more about that in future videos, and with that new support that's coming out, I know that they're trying to pivot to a going second strategy, but just wait, I do have some going first ideas that are going to be really spicy, so make sure that you stay locked on the channel. So anyway, we have a really impressive end board right now. What we're going to do is kind of play out a scenario. Let's say they try to activate a Regeki or a board breaker. We'll go Arclight effect here, tribute itself, negate it. We'll add back the Ohime, or add another Ohime rather to hand, which is really nice because that way we can have more sort of follow-up and discard fodder for a bow into the next turn, which is really useful. And then, of course, playing this out even further, if they decide to continue to play even after seeing this board, it's not a big deal. We can go Spirit Walk effect here, banish itself, which will allow us to bring back and recycle our Hare. And we'll bring back the Hare here. It is a fire monster on the field, which perfectly sets up, again, on the special summon of an opponent's monster, the Promethean Princess play where we can go Prom Princess here, pop the Hare, which will be sent to the graveyard. Really nice. Again, we recycle our banished resources and bring out the Prom Princess to pop their monster as well. So that's even more oppressive. Plus, they still have to deal with a Nominee Negate. Plus, they have to still deal with Desiree, which is insane. And then into the end phase, you can go Ohime here. Of course, we'll return to hand for more hand economy. Love that. And our A-Bow AQ returns to the field. Again, I know we're fire locked, but the return does not count. So A-Bow is back on the field, and we do have enough for game right here. If we wanted to push even further, of course, in standby, we have a bow effect, which I believe allows us to draw 4 and then put back 4. So it just unbricks our hand and allows us to push even further if we wanted to, which is really nice. Or again, we have our Hare back in the graveyard, and we can then revive it with Maya Wishidori. And then Hare, search another equip if you want, but this should be enough to just get rid of whatever's on field, bounce back with Mayo, reflect damage, and then you have 28, 27, and 28 here on the field. This is a really, really oppressive and dynamic end board with a lot of points of interaction, and of course the non-destruction removal is really important, and I should say when you return Ohime to the field, this will be sent, the equip card will be sent back to the opponent's graveyard. So that's all just, again, really nice floating that's happening here. We still have insulation. If they decide to, again, try to attack over it, we can Spirit Walk their attacking monster, and then they're kind of locked out of doing anything of meaningful value in main phase 2. But yeah, this is where we're at. I think this is one of the most insane and oppressive end boards we've done, and the biggest thing is that it's off of one card, technically 1.5, but I'm going to call it a one-card combo just based on what you can do with the end board as it stands by the end of your turn, and it's just absolutely insane. So you can't get over how many interaction points plus Omni Gates that you do have on the end board. Pretty amazing stuff. Like I said, make sure to keep your eyes on the channel because we're going to do even more comboing, and of course I'm going to show you this list sometime either this week or early next week with the Assault Mode Activate engine. It's been really good. 13 starters in a 45 deck has been absolutely wonderful. It dodges the garnets. It gives me some discard outlets. It's really good. So anyway, that's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support, patience, and attention. The Mikanko cards are on the way. Can't wait to jump into that strategy as it develops and manifests. So with all that said, thank you, everyone. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Bringing out 3 Omni Negates, signing out.